This way.
Health emergencies through increasing its productive capacity. President Ramaphosa championed the needs and concerns of the people of the Global South. These include the need. With those few words, allow me to welcome to the podium President Cyril Ramaphosa.
I'm here to tell you one thing about Nigeria, and one thing only, that we are going through a very stringent, positive reform. To reform the economy to serve the people. And bring prosperity to Africa. I congratulate my brother Ramaphosa for this moment that he has the gavel for Africa in G20. It cannot be better appreciated unless you are there, unless you experience it. And you will see the reasons why Nigeria and South Africa are co-joined twins tied by the hips, not only for survival, but prosperity for our people. It's a great day, great moment for democracy. I know you've been through the twists and turns of this democracy. The benefit is what he has outlined. Peace, stability for prosperity. What am I here to tell you? With the reforms of the economy from day one, I've started to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I am sure you have no better investment destination than Nigeria. You cannot earn a better return on your investment elsewhere except in Nigeria. In terms of stability, security, and rule of law, we are there with you. We assure you that we are open for business. I will take myself as an example of a supermarket attendant. What do you want? How well is priced and how welcome you are can dictate how much you buy. Get Nigeria. Get all of us together to collaborate, cooperate, and build a prosperous nation that is inclusive. The hope that you have of Africa is within our reach. And I stand before you the assurance that we as Africans can equally build a continent that is promising and will come first for the generations yet unborn. Yes, we can do it with your cooperation, collaboration, and a commitment. Ease of doing business, you will hear more from Honorable Minister for Trade and Investment in Nigeria. Mine is to inspire you, to welcome you to this collaborative effort between our two nations. Thank you very much for listening.
As the Republic of South Africa, it's a real pleasure to have this opportunity to meet these business people who are gathered here, and it does indeed give me a great pleasure to address this South Africa-Nigeria Business Roundtable. We see the purpose of this roundtable as threefold. Firstly, to deepen economic cooperation between the two countries. And secondly, to use this as a platform to address whatever challenges there may well be between businesses in both countries, whether it is difficulties and challenges between businesses themselves or between businesses and the regulatory authorities. Thirdly, to explore strategies for unlocking the full potential for trade as well as investment between the two countries. These are the three key priorities that I see that are important for this roundtable. Nigeria and South Africa enjoy strong diplomatic ties. They also enjoy expanding trade and investment flows. The strategic positioning of both countries in their respective regions presents enormous opportunities for collaboration. In West Africa, Nigeria is the main destination for South African exports and investments. But more needs to be done to improve trade and commercial relations between our two countries. South Africa runs a large trade deficit with Nigeria, mainly due to the import of Nigerian oil and gas. There is a need to diversify our trade to ensure a mutually beneficial partnership. We are greatly encouraged by the presence of South African companies in Nigeria, just as we welcome Nigerian companies in South Africa as well. We do recognize that challenges still exist within our respective environments, challenges that limit the expansion of investment and sometimes impact on the operation of the companies themselves. During my state visit to Nigeria in 2021, the Ministers of Trade launched the Joint Ministerial Advisory Council on Industry, Trade and Investment. Today we agreed on the coming into operation of this council. This will support a conducive environment for improved trade and investment. And in many ways, it will serve as what I would call a clearinghouse to ensure that whatever challenges there may well be in fostering investment and trade between the two countries can be cleared up, can be addressed quickly and cleared up with the relevant people, whether they are in the regulatory framework or they are in business themselves. Through the Council, we hope to ensure the efficient resolution of trade and investment-related challenges. And challenges there are, as I'm sure all of us will admit in both countries. As governments, we have committed in our binational commission to create an enabling environment for doing business in our respective countries. That was the running theme during the course of our binational commission today. In the automotive sector, for instance, we can create value chains in the manufacture of components and electric motorcycles. In the critical mineral sector, we can use lithium to manufacture electric batteries. And I'm told that Nigeria has lithium in its great quantities. There is also much opportunity for cooperation in areas such as pharmaceuticals. Our two countries are in a strategic position to benefit from the rapid growth of clean energy manufacturing industries as well. South Africa has developed a just transition framework and an investment plan that anticipates massive investments in renewable energy and the green economy over the next few years. That should be seen as a boon, not only for South Africa, but for our continent as well. As part of the broader global transition to a low-carbon economy, we must leverage the abundant natural resources, our great endowment that exists in our countries, to promote green industrialization. We should also leverage each other's capabilities in mineral processing. We must work together to ensure critical minerals are beneficiated at source. Now, this whole issue of beneficiating our minerals is a rallying call that we started years ago, and it is beginning to gain traction. But not only gain traction in just talking about it, but in having it done, to a point where it is now beginning to be embraced even by those who have always exploited our mineral resources. For we have argued that the days when we would export rock, soil, and dust are now over. We want to manufacture finished goods from our minerals in this continent, and we want that message to be heard loud and clear. Now, we do want businesses to support and involve themselves in these initiatives. And as governments on the continent, we are ready, willing, and prepared to offer whatever assistance that we can, be it in the form of incentives, be in the form of encouraging this process to unfold, be in the form of various instruments that can be put in place. Our development finance institutions should work together to support the infrastructure development on our continent as well. South Africa has embarked on a massive infrastructure investment process that encompasses projects in a variety of sectors, in electricity, in both transmission and generation, in also areas such as water, roads, railways, bridges, and ports as well. We need to explore how we can mobilize our respective capabilities and resources to develop social and economic infrastructure in our countries, and how we can come up with financing instruments that can make this possible. so that we go beyond talking about this and actually ensuring that it does happen. The African Continental Free Trade Area, once fully implemented, will enable a massive growth in intra-African trade and investment. We must identify what products can be traded amongst ourselves that we are now importing from elsewhere, particularly from outside our continent. It is often a real shame to see us importing from other environments outside our continent goods that we can easily import from amongst ourselves and sell within the continent. Given the size of a common African market, we can build substantial industries and integrated regional value chains merely on the basis of what we can make and what we can sell to each other. Many economies are reconfiguring their supply chains, but they are also reconfiguring their production lines as well. And this offers us great opportunities as the African continent to begin to look more closely at what we can do. They are bringing themselves or all these capabilities closer to their own homes to promote economic resilience and address strategic vulnerabilities. In many ways, we need to do the same. And in fact, we need to do better than what they are doing, because from our continent has originated innovation. So we need to innovate. We need to come up with new ideas of how to do things better and a lot more cost effectively. We encourage the private sector to identify opportunities for sourcing key inputs and products from each other to boost bilateral trade and industrial development. And we need to be inquisitive. We need to be searching for solutions all the time. And if we are able to do that, then our continent will be able to move forward. Our continent is replete with great thinkers. It's replete with people who have great capabilities. And all we need to do is to unlock those capabilities. But we also need people who are courageous, who are brave, people who are chance takers, people who are willing to bet on a success that they can get. And if we can do that, this continent can move forward. Let me conclude, Your Excellency, by thanking all of you for being present here, and by thanking each one of you for making a contribution to the success of this round table, because this provides us with an opportunity so that we are able to move forward. I also want to congratulate, as we have worked very hard to have our sister, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, to be reappointed Director General of the World Trade Organization. This provides continuity as we prepare for the 14th WTO Ministerial Conference to be held in March 2026 in Cameroon. It may seem far away, but the preparatory work needs to happen now. South Africa and Nigeria need to work closely to shape a strong developmental agenda that ensures better terms for the integration of the African, for Africa in the global trade. When South Africa and Nigeria work together, we are able to move the continent. We are actually able to have a huge impact on what the world finally decides. It's not only because we have our sister the World Trade Organization. It's because of the weight of what the two countries stand for. We seek a global economic order that is fair, that is inclusive, that is also rules-based. And we seek to develop our people by expanding investment and trade ties with partner countries. We see in the relationship between South Africa and Nigeria enormous opportunities to pursue the objectives that we all seek to achieve. So we invite businesses, be they in the form of privately owned businesses, state-owned enterprises, development finance institutions, and others, to be part of this exciting journey to build a prosperous Africa that meets the needs of all its people. By merely coming here and being part of this round table between South African and Nigerian businesses, you have already embarked on part of the journey. The next leg of the journey is to seek out investment opportunities and to entrench trade between our two countries through your various businesses. So I'd like to thank you and once again welcome my dear brother, President Tinubu, for coming here and also for addressing this forum. Thank you very much.
Approach were recently underlined by his head of Africa, but also for the continent. Working with this, particularly in the context of the recent outbreak of President Cyril Ramaphosa, President of the Republic of South Africa, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, leaders of business and captains of industry, distinguished guests, colleagues and friends, their business roundtable signifies an important need for increased economic and investment. The purpose of business partnerships and unlock trade and investment opportunities.